Hi, my name is Ken Asselson. I wrote the microbiome prescription website. Now, some people don't necessarily want to trust the algorithms I've developed on it, and the catch is that's fine. And what I'm going to show you is a new enhancement, actually an old one, which doing some refactoring got dropped. Now I'm putting it back in so that people can walk down the other path than what I'm doing, which is using algorithms to resolve some complexities. So everything I'm changing is involved with just one link. And if we go in and type something like barley, we get the list and we see we have 3,000, actually 3,200 different entries to it. And it's what the effect is, increase or decrease, and indication as to the type of citations if you go over and look up the citations. And you have to be logged on to get the actual citations. Okay, so that's very straightforward. Nothing's changed there, or largely it's not changed there. And now I'm going to go in and log in with my own ID, which I'll hide. So I'm logged in, I have my samples, and what I'm going to do is go down to my latest sample. So I have my latest sample there. And what I'm going to do now is go back to lookup and modifiers, and we're going to do barley again. And what we have now is we have only 376 items. That's it. Because the only items that are now being reported are ones which I have in my samples. In other words, okay, so you don't have to ask whether or not I have it or don't have it. And what we have here is we have a hint, as in things that are not going to make you happy or things that are. And here we have the name of the bacteria, the genus, what percentile I was at. And here's the count. Actually, it's a percentage of the microbiome sitting there. And we see over here, we see the source studies, which is sitting there. And we have the hint, which indicated should you or don't. And of course, if you want to, you can just do that, and that will show you everything. But if I go back and get rid of it, and just look at highest percentage, I see some things which, if I put here, whoops, and make sure I have it, I see all the happy things that will increase. Okay, now here is the challenge for you. I have an algorithm that takes all of these factors in and figure out which one is probably going to be the best overall. Well, what we have here is, here's all the data that you should consider if you could roll your own algorithm or your own solution. Simple as that. Hey, we have 41 entries which are happy, so we have 41 things which are going to be better. If we go back and get rid of that one, and we are going to go in and take a look at the unhappy ones. We have 36 items that are unhappy. Okay, so just substance isn't a magical, does no harm, only does good. It does some harm and some good. And you're going to find, to your horror or your shock or your naturopath shock or your medical practitioner shock, that almost everything has both sides of it. And basically these emojis show if you have over 80 percentile and it's going to increase it, or if it's below 20 percentile and it's going to decrease it. So it basically is trying to give you a very, very quick warning as to what. So you can go back here and say, okay, look up other modifiers. For example, right now I'm half thinking about doing some zinc for a variety of reasons. And there we go, we have zinc. And now we have happiness and we have sadness. And as for sadness, we have 38 sad sad faces, and we have 35 happy. About even split one way or the other. So you basically have a little bit of fun trying to figure out what you are actually going to do. Here is there, and it becomes a bit of fun. The algorithm which I'm using, which is unfortunately or fortunately, actually it's fortunately for me, proprietary, have been tuned and adjusted and tuned and adjusted and played with back and forth over the last couple of years. So the results that it produces are reasonable results, as in I can cross-validate for some conditions whether or not suggestions being produced are good. So I have a confidence in it. That doesn't mean it's perfect, but it means it does give very reasonable results with things identified as the highest priority also being found in clinical studies being the same items that help the conditions we're looking at, be it, for example, autism, NAFDL, and originally I tuned everything using chronic fatigue syndromes, very different ones, and that's results. So that's basically it. You have the ability to go and try figuring out what particularly you want to take. Gives you the information. Now you have to figure out how to evaluate it. That gets complicated. So for example, here is a percent. I need to change that to be percentage of count. This is a percentage, so it's a small percentage. So should you be concerned about it or not? Starting with just a high percentage. Like for example, oh, here is the highest percentage. Hey, most of the things which are high percentages are, oops, let's get rid of that. And things which are there, and the first one that seems to have an adverse effect, it's this one. But you notice we have one study saying it goes one way, another study that says it goes another. We can go on to the next page, and we again have disagreements. Some say it goes one way or the other. These are what the individual studies are saying, and they do contradict each other. Okay, after just meandering, I think I'll shut down and just try to go and do it, and I will be correcting the count to say percentages shortly.